Hey everyone, before we get started with today's interview, I have a huge announcement to make. My book, The Super Six, is now in pre-launch. And I guess you're telling yourself, the guy who does indie comic interviews is an indie comic book artist himself. Yeah, go figure, right? Surprise! Anywho, I've been working on this project for close to 3 years now, and as far as production goes, everything is coming to a close. But I still have a lot of work to do in terms of getting the book colored, lettered, and working on a few other things that are still a surprise for you guys. But I'm opening up the door for my pre-launch schedule right now. And what that means is if you go to my website, tobeheroic.com, and sign up for my pre-launch, you will get this free exclusive HD wallpaper. This wallpaper will not be featured in the Indiegogo campaign that's going to be launching, okay? This is the only time you can get this wallpaper. You can use it on your phone, your tablet, computer. You can show it off to your friends, however you care to use it. My artist, Ronell Reyes, put this together for you guys so you guys can get exclusive content. Also, when you sign up for my newsletter, guys, I'm not going to be spamming you, but you will be getting access to early release dates on certain tiers and stretch goals. You will also get a first look at the trailer, first preview looks before the whole campaign even goes live. So you guys will be getting your hands on a lot of stuff before it even goes live. So that's a cool incentive for that right there. If you're not interested in my campaign, well, guess what? If you visit my website, I have books. Yes, I've written books. Surprise. You can actually go on Amazon.com and get a ebook edition of my first book, The Zentown Chronicles, The Gencia Star, for free. That's an entire book, a whole book for free. So if you're looking to kind of finish off your summer reading list with something a little bit different, hey, guess what? Go check out my books. They're all superhero fantasy novels with a touch of mysticism in it. And the best part is that my books also tie in into the story of the Super Six. So it's kind of like you guys getting caught up on my whole story timeline before the newest edition of that story comes out, all right? So again, go to tobeheroic.com, throw in your full name, your email address. Be sure to alert your spam folder, all right? Let it know that my emails are not spam. The moment you hit submit, you will get this HD wallpaper sent directly to your inbox, all right? So I'm really excited to finally be launching this. I've been working on it for a long time now, and it's coming to an end, but I hope you guys do like it. And if you don't like the idea of getting emails from me, well, guess what? Here's a little gift from you. Go get one of my books for free. The first book, of course, because if you like the first book, you'll go get the rest of them, right? Who said that? Anywho, if you don't like it, hey, no money out of your pocket, right? There you go. All right, without further ado, let's get to this interview, guys. Thank you so much. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Indie Choice Picks, and today I got a little treat for you if you are a fan of the whole zombie apocalypse thing. Today I have the creator of the story Undead Row, and I must say I read the preview for it, and I am really looking forward to this story being out on Indiegogo. So please guys, sit back and relax. I'm going to bring you Wes Noldell. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. I hope I did that right. Anyways, he has a phenomenal story for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, so enjoy this episode.
Ready to do.
Hey Wes, thank you for coming on to the show, man. Your book, Undead Row. Really, I just read the first preview you sent me, and I'm just like, okay, I got questions.
Okay, go ahead. Well, shoot with your questions.
Well, first off, let's open the floor to you. Let's talk a little bit about your project and how you came across the idea.
Well, Undead Row was originally a feature-length movie that I wrote probably 6 years ago.
Okay.
And I've entered it into a few contests, and it actually won the Haunted Horror Film Festival as Best Action Horror Screenplay.
Cool.
So as an independent filmmaker, there was no way I was going to do it justice to make the movie, because just with the special effects and everything, it would have just cost too much. So I decided to, instead of just saying, okay, I'm never going to do it, I turned to my other love of comic books.
Yep, that's usually how it goes.
that way I knew I would have no limits whatsoever. I could go crazy with any of the special effects. And well, that's what I did. I eventually hooked up with Tyler, and him and I went through and just started bringing Undead Row to life.
I like it. I like it. So, how did you come up with the idea? It's like it's like if you were to watch a zombie apocalypse movie, but for some reason, every time you watch one of those movies, it's never explained how the virus started. It's just like, oh yeah, no, everyone's zombies, and you're like, why? What happened? You know?
Well, this one in this book, it is completely explained where
Yeah,
this is
I
coming
saw that in your preview, and I'm like, that's very interesting that you would go that route. You
from.
know?
And it even later on, you don't see it in the preview part of it, but I'll give it to you. Later on in the book, there is a complete explanation of the starting of the serum, how how it got to the point of testing it in
Mm-hmm.
that penitentiary. So I mean, yeah, I give it the full explanation. I don't let it just be, okay, well, here it is. This is how it's happening, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a Walking Dead watcher. Like, I want to watch the show, but I'm not like up to date with everything that's going on with the show. But I mean, when I watched a few episodes, they never really explained how that apocalypse happened, did they?
Well, no, I think that's what Fear the Walking Dead was supposed to do, because Fear the Walking Dead's like was the prequel to Walking Dead, but they never really explained it. They
Ah.
showed the outbreak, the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the outbreak, but I don't think they ever really explain what's going on. I know everybody has the virus or whatever in them, but I don't think they totally explained what's going on.
Yeah, I think at that point when it was a real big thing, everyone was talking about getting ready for like the zombie apocalypse. That was like trendy. But then you get these like pop culture shows like Walking Dead that never really explains the zombie apocalypse. So I'm asking,
Right.
you guys are getting ready for a zombie apocalypse, but you have no clue on how it's going to happen. So you really don't have anything to kind of go on here. You know, it just
Right,
happened,
right.
right?
And then actually in Undead Row, I never call them zombies.
Yeah.
Their code name is Rotters in my book. And they're not your typical slow moving, just crave to eat flesh type zombies. What they are is, well, they're a government experiment where they wanted to make the best super soldier they can make, even after the soldier dies.
Mm-hmm.
So there's enhanced strength there. And what the serum does is it reanimates, of course, the motor functions, but like the part of the brains that contain rage, jealousy, anger, and all that. So what drives our rotters is they're jealous of living flesh, and they just want to kill it and destroy it, no matter how, whether it be tearing, ripping, biting, whatever they can do to get rid of living flesh. That's what they want to do.
I think that's like the most terrifying zombie is the zombie that can chase you. Like, no, screw that.
Oh
Like,
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. These rotters, they will jump through windows, they will sprint, they will,
oh
and like I said,
God.
they have enhanced strength. So if they get a hold of you, you're in trouble.
That kind of reminds me of another group of another person that I interviewed before. They have the same idea, but instead of using serum, they use tech. It was called Hero.
Okay.
Um,
Oh
and
yeah. Yep.
they have that little contraption where it reanimates the brain, but you know the body's dead, and that, so kind of like same concept, but yours is more of a darker kind of route for sure.
Right. Okay.
Right. So I'm going to share my screen really quick so we can show the audience what we're working with here. Let me know when you can see my second screen right here.
There it is.
Great. So we start this preview off, and I'm questioning: is your campaign already done, or are you
No,
relaunching it?
no, it's still continuing. It goes until August 1st.
Okay, cool, fantastic. So I still have time to jump on this. Fantastic, love it. So it starts off with a court hearing from a guy named James Thomas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a backstory behind James Thomas? Like, is he really guilty of those homicides, and if so,
Oh,
why did he do it?
oh, he's totally guilty.
Okay.
What his backstory is, he's a former soldier.
Mm-hmm.
When he acclimated back into society, he couldn't handle it. So he had all this built up, anger, frustration, and he just took it out on anybody and everybody. Didn't matter, man, woman, child. If he got mad at him, he did horrible things to people.
Okay. So he's guilty for sure. Because I'm like,
Oh yeah.
is he really guilty? Because that kind of sucks. That they're like, usually when someone is sentenced to death, it's like you got like a few years. They were like, nah, dude, 3 days for your ass.
No, he is so guilty.
Okay. All right. So he was sentenced to death, and they put him in a jail. And then afterwards, he gets a visit from this guy who says, hey, man, we can kind of prolong this death thing if you sign these papers. And he's like, okay, I'm all over it. Right?
Yes, and that's like one of the very first little twists to it is when the military colonel comes in and says, hey, I can commute your death sentence.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, who's not going to sign that paperwork?
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay. And then when he signs it, he injects him, and then later on in a couple pages here, you're going to say, okay, your prisoner is ready for execution.
Mm-hmm.
I would be pissed myself.
Yeah, like, he was very upset. Like he signed the paper, they stabbed him with the serum, right? And then they were like, hey, what did you do? I thought you were like going to deter my death sentence there. And they took him away. And I'm like, oh, he probably has to die for this thing to kind of keep it. So it's kind of like the dude doesn't win. Like, he just doesn't win.
Oh, no. Yeah. That's what happens when you don't read the fine print, though.
Yeah, like he was like, and it was a good sales pitch too, because it was like time was of the essence. You only have an hour left. There's no way you're gonna read the whole document, fine print.
Oh no, you're just gonna be like, okay, quick, let me sign this, get it over with, and
real quick. So that dude was selling. If this guy right here was selling timeshares, bro, he would make like so much money. just jumps right on it. So they take him to the chair. And they throw on the execution. They electrocute him. He doesn't die the first time. Now, with the
this
first
page
time,
right here, I love what Tyler did with the execution page here.
It was very active. Like I just now noticed the silhouette of James Thomas right here. I didn't even see that the first time.
Yeah, when he showed me that, I fell in love with it right away.
And it's cool because the last person I interviewed right before you, his story is also in black and white. And I was telling him, like, in order to do black and white, you have to really know the contrast here. You just can't do like a manga style black and white comic if you don't have the right contrast, the right blacks, the right whites, the right whites to make it look good. And this looks freaking fantastic the way you have it, because it's still this background right here. He's getting electrocuted. He's experiencing right here, but at the same time, the contrast and the whites and blacks and the scratch marks all over it kind of gives it that impression like, yeah, no, he's getting really electrocuted here.
Yeah, he's getting pretty juiced up right there.
Yeah. So when they electrocuted him first, this thing right here, he's still alive. Is that an effect of the serum, why he didn't die right away, or what?
No, that's just him. That's just, kind of James he was, tough. He was in the military. He's probably got a strong body built up through time. Mm-hmm. So they just didn't give him quite enough yet.
So I'm like, I read that and I was like, has that ever happened where you like electrocute somebody on a death sentence and like they didn't die? They're like, no, dude, I'm still here. Hit it again. Try it.
I don't know if it's ever really happened, but it made a good scene for this book.
Yeah, no, because that's the most badass thing you can ever say. They're trying to kill you and you don't die. You're like, nah, I'm still here. That's literally like at that point, I would have to be the judge, like, you know what? Just leave him alive. Like,
and then James don't just say I'm just still here. He's like, I'm still here, asshole.
Yeah, and I'm like,
that's got an attitude.
That's the most ballingest thing you can ever say when someone's trying to kill you, especially when it's capital punishment. And
right.
I'm reading this scene and I'm like, wait, is that why they switched over to lethal injection? Because there's no fucking way you can fuck that up, right? This is fantastic right here. I love this scene. So I was thinking like maybe this guy was like, before I started reading, I thought you were going for more of like because most of the people I interview here, they're going for like superhero stuff like that. Maybe he's like a superhero zombie. Like maybe him dying is going to turn him into like this super powerful Hulk-like zombie, but he's good and he has control of his motor functions and stuff. I'm like, no, this dude is just a catalyst for what's about to happen. That's cool. Yep. So they finally kill him in the next scene, and he's really dead. I thought right here, because you see him, he's not very dead-like, right? And I'm thinking like, they're calling like time of death, and he's like, nope, try again. I thought that was going to be the punchline right here.
Yeah, because see, if you look at the one page with his head hanging down, you can kind of see his eyes are closed.
Yeah.
And then real subtly in that bottom corner there, you see his eyes are open.
Yeah. And then he just reaches for this dude, like, and just rips his throat out. And I'm like, wow, okay, so I see where this is going. And then they try to defend him. He's bulletproof, apparently, because, you know, what zombie can't die with bullets? You got to shoot him in the head. Like, I mean, if you're going to do a zombie apocalypse, like if something were to happen here and you have people just shooting at random spots, I'm like, no, you idiots. Every movie says shoot for the head. Why aren't you shooting for the head? You're wasting ammo. We don't know how much ammo we have left. You're not aiming for the head. Like,
well, I mean, and too, you put yourself in those four guards positions. If you just witnessed that, you would just be randomly shooting too. Just, oh, please, just stay away from me. Stay away from me.
Yeah, true that. But I'd be like, wait, no, we killed him. Now he's eating flesh. Zombie alert. Like, in my brain, I'm like, no, zombie alert. Dude, stop. Shoot for the head. Let's nip this in the bud right now. I'm like, haha, boom, done. Right? Like, I don't know. Like, I have people in that situation because, like, that's a fight or flight kind of scenario, right?
Oh, yeah,
like,
for sure.
You know, either they kill you or you kill it. But, I mean, like, if you see something like zombie, like, I don't know if you remember, like, a few years ago in Florida, some dude was drugged up on bath salts.
Oh, yeah. He ate that person's face off or whatever it was. Yeah.
One of the people that, like, finally put him down was like, shoot him in the head. And it was like, oh, right. Bam. And he went down. Like, like the very thought that you would have to go through that and then something so logical to take out a zombie is to shoot him in the head. Perfect, right? Like, I read the transcript on that whole entire bridge scene, and like the police was like, dude, it's a zombie, shoot him in the face. And then, of course, all the freaking headlines was like, zombie apocalypse starts in Florida. And I'm like, what? Everyone was freaking out. And I'm like, nah, dude, the guy was just hyped up on bath salts. I think we're good for like the next few years.
Yeah, we got a good 5 years.
We got a good 5 years left. I mean, I think the biggest threat right now is AI. People just keep on going in AI, despite a new Terminator movie coming out. I'm like, dude, really? Terminator movie coming out, and you're sitting here trying to create the next freaking David from artificial intelligence who's going to kill us all. Come on.
Right, exactly.
So they're shooting at him, and he's just not going down. Who opens the doors to the prison cell? Is that like?
Well, if you scroll back to the previous page, down there during the shooting, they hit the control panel.
Okay, that's what that was. I was trying to figure out
then everything goes dark. You know, you see the big flash there, and then everything goes dark.
I like how the prisoners are like, what do we do? The doors are open and the lights flicker. Like, whoever's in this cell right here is probably a black dude. Like, he's like, nah, dude, the lights are flickering. This don't seem right. We should probably just stay in our stuff. Like,
well, yeah, it's like, oh, it's a trick. It's totally a trick.
No, I've seen this movie before where all the cells open up, and we're not in the mood for a riot, so something's down.
Right.
Happening. But yeah, so this dude is eating people's faces and he's turning other people into these zombies. And this is kind of cool because you kind of give like a backstory on how this originally spread. And that's cool because, like I said, in most zombie stories, you don't get that origin of how this outbreak started.
Oh yeah, you see from patient 0 on up here.
So why did they choose James Thomas of all the people? Was it because he was on death row first and he was going to die sooner, or what?
Yeah, exactly. And it's former military, so they're thinking that they would be able to control him, using his previous military, training and all that. So I'm sure their thought was, oh well, once we give him this serum and he dies, maybe he will be able to control him and use him as a soldier, but it doesn't quite happen like that.
No, and it's like if we were to go into like some type of apocalypse, like where there's artificial intelligence, zombie apocalypse, it's always the fucking government that just like miscalculates something. Like, they're going to be extremely hostile, but we got them under control, and it never seems to go that way. And I'm like, dude, how many stories has this been where like the government tried to create some really cool tech or some cool super soldier and it just fucking went south all the time?
Oh, you see those all the time. But it could be one of those things that you never know. It could be, something that's in the works. You never know what's going on.
You know what? It'd be funny, like if somehow this reached the hand of like a really high government official and they were working on something like this, right? And the guy who's reading it is like the guy that's like gives it a go or a stop. And he reading it, he goes, Colonel, no, we got to scrap this project. Apparently, we won't be able to control them. This is throw it away.
I have the manual right here, and it doesn't work.
Does not work. No, let's go. Are we working on that Terminator project? No, sir. They're coming out with a new movie. Apparently, that's not going to work either. So we got to go back. We got to go back. Dude, the government, they're just in their hands with everything, especially like I don't know if this is true or for real, but they have that whole Area 51 raid that's about to happen with all these people
yeah, I heard about that. Oh.
It got to the point where the government had to issue a warning like, no, don't do that because we will shoot you. And I'm like,
yeah, that couldn't go anywhere but bad if people do this.
But what if like no one's thought about like if they really got in, what would they find, right? But I'm like, what if one person like somehow managed to sneak past the massacre and got in and saw all this tech, right?
Right.
Like, what would you do? Like, you see like fucking the Omnitrix over here, or like some super alien tech that allows people to go invisible for some reason. It's like the whole G.I. Joe arsenal. Everything is in Area 51, but like, what do you do? And then you see the serum that's going to create zombies, and you're like, I want that.
Yeah, what are you going to take some home? What are you going to do?
I've seen like memes where people like in spaceships, like after the Area 51 raid, how I'm going to school the next day. I'm like, oh my God, these people. But like, that's how social media works. You plan out something, you put it online, and you expect, like, you just lost the element of surprise. Like,
oh yeah, let's just totally announce what we're going to do and have them be ready for it.
People are dumb, so.
I know, and I've seen a few people talk about, they can't stop us all. Yes, they can.
All they need is one RPG and one drone strike. Oh, dude, like, the RPG probably doesn't have to do anything. It's just a drone strike because you're in that strike range anyway. If you cross that line, or it says lethal force will be used if you cross this line. Like, they're within every right to do that to you. And I'm like,
you're storming a government military facility. What do you think is going to happen?
Stupid people. What if they actually got in there and they found like humanoid aliens of like, how did you guys get in here? Like, what would you do? Like, if I saw a humanoid alien, I would have so many questions. Like,
oh, for sure.
How long have you been here? Why do you look like us but tall and gray? Like, I don't. Do you get offended when people call you little green men and they have no idea what you look like? Like, that's funny, dude. So kind of off on a tangent. I kind of feel sorry for the priest here. You had to kill the priest too.
Sorry, yeah, he's just collateral damage. He was there.
I would have gotten out of there. I don't know if I could be a priest and give someone last rites and then stick around for them to die. I'd be like, well, I got a lunch date with Jesus. So I got to go. But I wouldn't stick around. Like, even like correctional officers, right? Like, I don't know. That job seems kind of depressing seeing all these people.
Yeah, I could never. I mean, I could write about it, but I could never really do it.
I couldn't do it. Like, I watched Orange is the New Black, and I know like there's a lot of shenanigans that go on in like the low security camps, but like the max security camps, like I wouldn't want to be in there because it's like super depressing to be around like those people who are like just. Some are bad, some are like in there for like little shit, and then some are like, I'm innocent, I didn't do anything. It's like, I wish I could help you, bro, but I can't. I don't know what you want to do. Like, that,
I know.
Oh, that's depressing as hell. But yeah, he kills the priest. Priest is dead, and now we got these guys popping up. Who locked the doors? Like, who?
Well, I mean, it's an automatic thing where when they're in there. Well, just I kind of left it at that. Is when they're in the electrocution area, they secure the doors and everything, so no one can like break in and help him escape or anything like that.
And he punches him through the face. Wow. I've heard about getting punched in the face. Like, I'm gonna punch you in the face, but I've never seen I'm gonna punch you through the face. Like, that
goes to show the little bit of the enhancement there of the rotters.
That's like a whole nother level of like punching someone. I'm gonna punch you through the face. Like, whoa, through the face. I didn't mean what I said, bro. I didn't need to get punched through the face.
That scene right there. That right there is one of the scenes that I got. One of many texts I've got from Tyler going, really? I've got to punch through the face?
I don't even know how that looks. No one's ever been punched through the face before. That's great.
There was quite a few of them texts. He'd be like, I never thought I would have to draw you know, somebody pulling intestines out of somebody, and I'm like, well, what can I say?
You got to get creative on that for sure. So, we got the whole outbreaks happening in the prison. Everyone in the prison, I'm assuming prisoners and everyone alike, are infected at this point, or no?
No, not yet. Just in the execution room.
Okay,
So they're all contained right now in the execution room.
all right, because I'm seeing here that you got a lot of people of just different calibers. You got prisoners. You have I want to say maybe correctional officers who are probably still trapped inside trying to survive.
Those are the main characters right there.
Okay.
So the guy right in front there, holding the gun up, his name's Kincaid.
Okay.
He's like the head prison guard for the area.
Okay. Like the warden?
No, not the warden.
Okay.
Then the prisoner next to him on the right side there, that's Dreads. He is
love it.
Yeah, he is a hardened. He's committed murder. He's accepted his place in the prison. I mean, this is just his life.
Okay.
And he's okay with it.
Cool.
Next to him is Fawn. He's another prisoner that's kind of a lifer. He's been in for different things, but he's assumed more of a he's his bitch, basically.
I gotta have in here to let prison bitch, because if you're a murderer, you gotta take that, right? Like
how he could like drug or peddling. Those more of his saunas.
Okay.
The next Fawn.
Cool. Okay.
He's a new guard. He feels as good in every way. I'm going to go between type of person.
Even this one.
Someone's going to have to look
out. God, I'm to look fuck am I here?
The next to him, next to Sinclair is Simon. He's a only in the company he's in. And Miss Marlene, she's just there. She's in the meeting room. And there's Marlene.
That's the dude that gave him this in the first place.
Right.
All right. So we game here. Survival is going to be protected. James Thomas to kind of see how kind of testing at the new super soldier and what's going on with it.
Originally, I'm sure they thought it would test the execution room, so that he was, small technically. They decided to shoot the and everything on lines, and so the prison bars and there's a riot. Somehow it's out in the in the building brings most he'll be in the north up north. So the warden is quite technically weak.
Yeah, I don't go. Yes, they'll probably end up.
It's him.
You wrote it as like in this movie. Just the first scene that I give. I don't believe that thing has singer.
He's basically like the brother-in-law.
Maybe put a girl body in.
Let's check out his work.
I'm going to stop sharing the screen really quick. So you have your campaign running right now. Are you close to your goal?
We're about 50% right now.
Okay.
And it's a flexible goal, so it really doesn't. It does. Of course, I want to be fully funded, but Undead Row is being printed no matter what.
Yeah.
Because I've already booked a table for the Walker Stalker Con in October, so I'll be taking it down there.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that wants to back it, they do not have to fear, because some of those you'll never get the book. In September, you will get the digital reward where you get the PDF, and in October you will get your full book.
Fantastic. Okay. And you said the campaign ends August 1st?
Yeah.
Cool. So you hear that, folks? August 1st is the last day to kind of back them up on this. So grab your wallets, open up and pull out that credit card and go support them over there on this Indiegogo page. I'll post the link in the description below. But if you do miss out, like you said, you can still get your hands on the book, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, for sure.
All right, Wes. Well, it's been a pleasure. It's been a blast, dude. Like, I've never been so excited about a zombie apocalypse kind of story before, but this has been fun.
I'm glad you are, man.
So thanks, man, for coming on the show. If you will there be a sequel to this story?
Well, I left it. I wrote it basically as a one shot, but I left just enough breadcrumbs out there that if there's enough following for it and enough fans want to hear it, I can go one more book with it. Okay. Without turning it into a huge worldwide apocalypse, because I don't want to do that. I'd like to keep it contained, but I could go one more book with it.
Okay. Well, if you ever get to that second book, let me know. We'd really love to have you back on the show to discuss more zombie shenanigans.
Oh, always. Zombie shenanigans are always fun to talk about.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. I like the beard you got going. I'm trying to grow mine back
Oh,
too.
thanks, man.
I can't get mine that long though. I want to just be able to have it long so I can just ponder and do
The
that.
wife lets me grow it for so long, and then she starts saying I gotta trim it. So
Well, yeah, my wife is. This is as long as mine gets before I have to cut it off. So I consider you, sir, very lucky to have that. So. All right, Wes. It was good talking to you, man. I will see you on Twitter.
it was my pleasure, man. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too. Thanks.
That's all the time we have for today, guys. If you like this interview, if you were new to the channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell. I got a ton of new indie creators coming your way throughout the rest of July and August. All right, so there's a lot of people coming onto the show, and I'm so stoked to kind of have them on board. On top of that, if you're an indie creator and you're trying to get a little bit more exposure with your campaign or webcomic or idea or book or anything like that, let me know on Twitter at heroic_studios. I am always looking for new creators to interview on the show, all right? Well, that's all for me. I hope to see you guys next time with a new creator, all right? Enjoy your night.